It takes a little while for YouTube to crank up on these live streams. They cut out a few seconds if you don't watch it. How y'all doing today? So John Boy here, getting ready to go into the old slave house. I am allowed to say that, aren't I? Oh, excuse me, ain't I? I forgot I'm a certified hillbilly from West Tennessee. Yeah, they're getting the skies ready today. Let me see if I can turn this thing around. See how they're. I know I'm looking through a windshield. They're getting it going. They're getting it ready. Yes, they are. Because they have to. It is demanded of them to mark the sky with pentagrams. Crazy, guys, crazy. West Texas, how you doing? Hadn't seen you in a while. Hey, my chat showing zero, but I know you're in there. But yeah, man, look, people need to start noticing that these people keep in the same spots is where they start generating this stuff. And that stuff right there, I took a video earlier. It was a little further away, not much further. Man, this stuff is expanding before my very eyes. Oh man, I don't know what's up with YouTube this morning. Usually by this time, I have 200 and something people in the chat for some crazy reason. It's been happening like that. Not today. 60-hour weeks, man. I hate it for you because you're not getting the full benefit of your overtime. Man, I put in an hour and a half overtime and lost $38 on my paycheck. They're gonna piss me off, man. I made $38 less to make time and a half. which, which didn't cover the 38. There ain't no telling how much I told. That was after taxes. That was my net. I was like, man, I'm $38 less on this check, and I got an hour and a half overtime. This government's crazy. No new taxes. We just raise the taxes you got. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. How's the? I mean, I'm driving to work this morning. I'm like, I've been driving this place for what over 3 years or whatever. I'm like, I go to work every day. I put in my 40 hours every day. I do, the most I can do during the day while I'm working. He's getting his money's worth. But man, I'm fixing to have to borrow $20 today so I can have gas money to get to work tomorrow so I can get my paycheck. Really, it's costing me $650 a week. I mean, a month to go to work. Is that not correct? My biggest expense is going to work. Man, I can come up with the rest of my bill money. I mean, all my bills combined, maybe other than electric, do not equal $650. I mean, I'm talking about land note, house note, insurance. I can't really put the electricity in there. But I don't spend that much a month on my regular bills. But I ain't counting groceries, man. I kind of freaked out the other day. I went and I thought, all right, I can get this half-gallon of orange sherbet for about, it said $3.46. Then I got something else. It wasn't much. It only had like 5 items. It was $30. I'm like, whoa. In 2 bags. I'm like, my goodness. I barely bought, I was carrying a hand cart. How much can you put? Evidently, you can put over $30 worth of food in that hand cart. Good thing I didn't grab a bunch of steaks. And that's crazy, too. I have been eating steaks every night for over 2 months because it's the cheapest way I can afford to eat when I go home. Because I hate to say it, but I have to go to fast food. But I've been going and getting what should be pretty safe to eat, but who knows? But yeah, man, it's just crazy. And they're marking up these skies. Look, Hank, check this out. And if you saw earlier, I kind of showed this to the windshield. Look how big it's getting now. Crazy. What we gonna do, man? All these other countries sit there and acknowledge what they're doing in the skies. I mean, look, what desert is the Saudi Arabia flooded out? They got more rain in one day than they get in a whole year in places and stuff. It's just crazy, guys. But they're not doing nothing up here in these skies. They're not. Hang on. They're not doing nothing up there at all. I mean, I was watching two airplanes flying side by side this morning. I'm like, it would take a full time to do this. Seriously, look at this. Look at that. Yeah, yesterday I followed a cloud formation that was forming up like right there, right? And then I did another video, it was right over there. And then I drove 30 miles that direction and got kind of under it. But it kind of held its shape and it kind of didn't. I can't see. And they keep it so bright, so look, well, I see a little orange tinge in there somehow. I always check it. And that lens flare is something to do with the camera, man. I kind of started figuring that out. That lens flare is something to do if the sunlight's hitting that glass lens of the camera, right? And that's the white dot. And then that concave, that's going down into the edges past that lens before it gets to the whatever it is that's capturing the image. But yeah, this stuff's done spread out so big. But look, if you notice, I always try to like this 5G tower right here. They're always going to be building stuff like that. Just keep an eye on your landmarks. And what I do, I usually pick a spot to stand in, like at home. That way, over the last 10 years, I've sat there and I can document from the same exact position. And there's a man, did you see that community post I put? Hey, Seven Spalding. I hadn't been looking at chat. It's moving. I just ain't been looking at it. I'm just doing my old hillbilly down here in West Tennessee. Let me, who we got here? I can't. I'm just gonna call you Pro Master. How you doing? All right. But yeah, man, they're using part A and part B chemicals up there, and they can cause temperature differentials between, hundreds of degrees. They can either make it where it gets colder than crap or hotter than crap. You know what I mean? When these two chemicals mix, they change, hot or cold by hundreds of degrees. It's crazy. And then, I don't know, back in the 70s when I was a kid, I used to ask my dad, hey, what's all these? They had these big old antennas, had these big old round things on them, right? And he's like, that's microwave telecommunications. They use microwaves to send messages on. Those things are still up, and they've been up since the 70s, and they run with the interstate, right? And when you watch the weatherman, when he talks about the weather, he's always going north of I-40, south of I-40. And if you watch the Doppler radar, you can see where green rings are around where the Doppler stations are, and you can see it get propulsed out, or what am I saying? Propulsed. Hey, I'm a hillbilly. Y'all got to excuse me. Is the chat working? But yeah, I've just been watching, but I can't get it on. I need a desktop, man. I need a desktop where I get the OBS studio going, and then I can put this stuff together because I got it. I just can't show it. I see it. I've gotten it together the best I can to understand just the general basics of what we're seeing. But this stuff up here that's round and got stripes on it and junk, man, All right. People have been taught all sorts of ways to believe. People believe outer space is a vacuum with planets and stuff and galaxies. Yeah, okay. We got planets, but they're not planets, but they are kind of like Saturn and Jupiter and Mars and all that, right? People have been led to believe that they are planets, but they're entities, they're consciousnesses. You see what I'm saying? They're a different reality that we can see because of like the energy collection of it. I don't know how to explain that. Look, this reality we're living in right now is the most unreal thing in the scheme of everything. You see what I'm saying? Where our souls come from, there ain't no physical. There ain't no, I can tap on this or nothing. There's no physical, but yet you can hold things and you can feel things, but it ain't like here. Because I've been there, man. When I died during that motorcycle wreck. And man, that was the greatest day ever. I'm serious, man. I've never felt love like that in my life. It was living love, man. That's what. And heaven. Heaven is. Oh, man. I'm going to have to do a whole live stream. Or if I had a computer, I could put it together. But the Jesus God has got a God. You understand what I'm saying, people? That Look, I'm telling you, man has manipulated everything that you know of on this physical world or in this physical world. Man, you start talking reality and the chat just starts dropping off. Uh-oh. I'm fixing it. Hang on. Yeah, I gotta stop talking about reality. I need to check up on the time. But you see how much this is manifest in that there, man. I see that formation all the time. I know I jumped subjects. I forgot what I was even talking about. I smell plastic burning. But yeah, we're supposed to get thunderstorms this afternoon, so that means these skies are going to be active today. Actually, I cannot see anything. Look how milky it is. Leche, or I don't know what. And I love being right there by this 5G tower. It's so energizing. But that right there, man, that looks like, I don't know, it looks like it's got wings. That ain't the first time I've seen that. And this is not the same spot I've seen. I've seen it here. I've seen it down where I live. I've seen it everywhere. If it happens to be manifesting in the sky. But it's just hard to see this stuff, man. They got everything so white and bright. Look, there goes one hard at work right now. Where's he at? Right there. But the days there's no clouds. The days there are no clouds, there are no airplanes. Hmm. Coincidence? And if there is an airplane, they're just leaving maybe a normal contrail or not anything at all. Oh man, my stomach's growling. I need to eat something. What is that? Gilmore, how you doing? Well, look, I'm fixing to get off here and go in here and go back to work. It's gotten to the point I don't even have to think anymore. My alarm goes off. I get up, get ready, go to work. If my alarm don't go off, that means it's Saturday and Sunday. And one of those days I'm doing laundry. And it's just a monotonous life of the same old repetitive nothing all the time. God, man, I'm tired of it. But look, it gets, oh, that's what I was talking about. The other place. Let me check the time. Let me check the time. Oh, no. Wait, do I have 10 minutes? Yeah, the way I'm looking at it right now, I'm ready to die. I really am, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of exciting. Seriously, think about it. It's kind of like going for your first job interview. You don't know what to expect, what it looks like in there. You know, it's like that. But it's just something you got to overcome and do. You know what I mean? And I need to get deeper into it, but I can't do it right now. I ain't got enough time. And I'd really rather have somebody on a panel. John P, how you doing? I'd really like to have somebody on a panel so we can just have a talk. You know what I mean? Just a normal talk. We ain't, it don't matter. We can talk about everything, but just talk. You know what I mean? Have a conversation. I need a desktop, man. I remember back when what was it, Hangouts on there, man. I used to fill up that panel. I forgot how many people you can put on it, but I know it have what was it, 8 people? I think it was 10 people one time. Then they cut it down where you could only get so many and whatever. But man, I would have 8 people on the panel, and the live stream would go 72 hours. A 72-hour nonstop live stream, man. And I'd do 2 of them a week. Well, not every week. It was just that one week. Because, man, that's hard to do, stay up for 6 days. Well, I did go to bed. That's the crazy thing. I'd leave somebody in charge on the panel. Look, I'm going to get a nap in. Then I'd come back later. I'd be like, oh, what I missed. I mean, for real, that was the good old days. And then my computer went wacky one time. Everybody sounded like chipmunks. It was crazy as hell. Laughed our butts off. I mean, that was fun. Old applesauce had peeps. Wonder whatever happened to old peeps. His wife pops in once in a while and says something. But yeah, the people that I associate with earlier in the YouTube, they've gone their own different ways. Like I guess Born Racer and Roots Magoo and Shauna started showing up. I haven't seen Natural Born Rebel in a while. And that's what happens, man. You get distracted and you forget, hey, I hadn't seen this person in a while. And then, well, look, y'all, I appreciate y'all coming in. And I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Y'all have a good day. Until next time.